Yo, what's up, everybody? Make sure you like the video, make sure to comment and subscribe. I just want to come live a little bit and talk about something small, nothing too crazy. I might react to this for a little bit. I'm not planning on going over an hour because the video is not that long. I just got to talk about this, and I did not want to make a video based on it because I wanted y'all to hear the whole conversation for yourselves, and I just can't get over the weird shit. But basically, somehow this Cassie Diddy situation has steamrolled into basically being a black male issue, and how the black community never sides with black women. First of all, I just want to start by saying I think it's utterly ridiculous to keep constantly blaming this on just black men as a whole. Like, this person does blame black women a little bit, but it's basically telling black women to divest, the magical divestment. I'm gonna get into why that's not gonna work out as well as y'all think it will. Um, while I'm going through this video, but I want to play the video first, and then after the video is done, we'll kind of go back and forth on parts of the video that just really like grind my fucking gears. But let's see if I had to visit the stage. For some reason, y'all can't see when I'm sharing the screen video for some reason, but you guys can hear it, correct? So that's all that matters. So let's get into it.
Hi, beautiful black women. My name is Abby. In this video, we're talking about why Cassie had to leave the black community to find peace, love, and safety, and why so many of us may have to do the same thing. Cassie Ventura was in a relationship with Sean Diddy Combs for over a decade. On the surface, it looked like luxury, glamorous events, private jets, and high fashion. But behind closed doors, she was being abused, drugged, beaten, pimped out, and humiliated. This wasn't just a toxic relationship, it was years of calculated, violent, controlling abuse. The details coming out during the lawsuit and the federal investigation are sickening. We're talking about a man urinating on her, forcing her to sleep with escorts while he watched, allegedly beating her so badly she needed hospital care, and then covering it all up. And let's be clear, this wasn't some struggling hood dude with no options. This was one of the richest black men in entertainment. And look how he treated her. A woman he claimed to love. A woman who was beautiful, quiet, loyal, and publicly submissive. If that's what loyalty gets you in the black community, why are you as a black woman staying? Eventually, Cassie escaped. And shortly after, she married a white man, not a billionaire, not a rapper, just a regular man who loved her, who respected her, who gave her peace, support, and protection. And now, while she's being re traumatized by court cases, media headlines, and internet gossip, he's there. He's there holding her hand. He's there standing beside her. Something P. Diddy never did, even when he pretended to care. Let's be real with ourselves. Cassie had to leave the black community to be safe. She had to leave to be loved. She had to leave to stop being harmed. Yes, Cassie is obviously biracial, but let's not play dumb. I hate to say this, but it's the truth. She was seen as being the preference. Light skin, racially ambiguous, long hair, perfect body, and even she got destroyed. So if even the preference isn't safe, what chance do the rest of us have? And yet, we are constantly told to stay, to struggle, to pray, to submit harder, to ride it out. But for what? Trauma? Babies we have to raise alone? A man who's gonna cheat, lie, beat us, and blame us when it all falls apart? This is why I don't care if you call it divesting, swirling, dating out, or just choosing peace. The label doesn't matter, the result does. And for many of us, that means stepping outside of the Black community because the love, respect, and safety we deserve is rarely found inside it. Let's talk truth. White men are obviously not perfect. Abuse happens in every community. But Black women are statistically more likely to be killed by an intimate partner than any other group. And in most cases, that partner is a Black man. That's not an opinion, that's a public health fact. And when we speak on it, what do we get? Gaslighting, deflection, accusations that we're bashing Black men. But what do we owe a group of men who have abandoned us emotionally, spiritually, and physically? Cassie is living proof that freedom is possible when you leave. And honestly, she probably wouldn't have survived if she stayed. Some of us won't. Some of us are dying for this fantasy of Black love, dying for men who feel entitled to us, but never actually love us. And this culture, it doesn't protect us. It protects predators. Just look at how Cassie is being treated right now. Even with video footage of P. Diddy stomping her out in a hotel hallway, there are still Black men and unfortunately some Black women as well calling her a liar, calling her a freak, saying she liked it, saying, you know what, she stayed too long. Do y'all realize how sick that is? Do you know how many women have to stay in abusive relationships because they're trapped? Trapped financially, emotionally, legally, or physically trapped? How many are unalived trying to leave? But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how hard it is to escape a rich, powerful man who has people watching your every move. What they really mean when they say you stayed too long is this. You should just shut up. That's what they really mean. That's what they really want to say. That's the core of the problem. The Black community doesn't want Black women to be free. It wants us to be quiet, to keep taking it, to stay silent while being disrespected, degraded, and dehumanized. And when we finally get the courage to speak out or leave, we get labeled as the problem. We saw it with Megan Thee Stallion when she said Tory Lanez pew-pewed her. They dragged her. They made jokes, doubted her. Even after a guilty verdict, people still said she was lying. And if she, a famous, successful, beloved woman, couldn't be believed, what hope is there for the rest of us? This isn't about celebrity drama. This is a pattern. You want to know why more Black women are dating out? It's not because we hate ourselves. It's because we have tried everything else and still got hurt. We lowered our standards, we stuck it out, we stayed loyal, and we were still left empty. Black women aren't choosing whiteness. Black women are choosing peace. So let's stop making fun of Black women who marry outside their race, because at this point, some of us are just choosing to not be unalived, not to be broken, not to raise children alone in chaos. Because let's be real, most of the Black men still in the dating pool are the ones that nobody wants. Broke, angry, narcissistic, emotionally unavailable, jealous, manipulators. And they expect us to accept it because why? Because we're Black too. Absolutely not. If Black men wanted to keep Black women, they should have treated us better. So yes, Cassie left and she's thriving, married, peaceful, raising her children in love, not chaos. And I know that scares the Black community, because the more Black women realize we don't need Black men to survive, the more control the community loses over us. But guess what? We were never created to be anyone's punching bag. Let them say you hate Black men. Let them call it betrayal. Let them whine about the Black family breaking apart. At the end of the day, Black women choosing themselves is not hate, it's healing. Choosing peace is not giving up. It's simply saying, I deserve more than this. Because you do. We all do. Cassie's story is not rare. It's just public. But behind closed doors, so many Black women are living through the exact same thing. If you take anything from this video, let it be this. You are not obligated to suffer for love. You are not required to stay in a community that refuses to protect you. You deserve softness. You deserve peace. You deserve to be heard, believed, and cherished. Cassie survived. Cassie healed. Cassie moved on. All because she left the Black community. Black love didn't just hurt Cassie, Black love completely destroyed her. Not just physically, not just emotionally, it destroyed her foundation, her sense of reality, her belief in herself. Cassie went into that relationship young, impressionable, and in love. And what did she get? A version of Black love that was rooted in control, pain, silence, humiliation, and trauma. A version where submission meant losing your voice, where loyalty meant tolerating abuse, where love was measured by how much pain you could endure. Black love didn't just break her, it reprogrammed her. Diddy didn't want a partner, he wanted a puppet. He trained her to believe that suffering was romantic, that being chosen meant being used, that abuse was just part of love when you're with a powerful Black man. And what's worse is the Black community encouraged it. They called her lucky. They said she won by being chosen by a mogul. Black love in her case wasn't about mutual care, it was about ownership, possession, performance, silence. I'm not sure if you remember this, but there was a time online where the Black community was really on Cassie's butt because how come P. Diddy hasn't married you, Cassie? Why? Black people were so hell bent on the fact that P. Diddy and Cassie were not married after years of being together. And to that, I say, thank God they didn't get married. Thank God. By the time Cassie escaped, she had to unlearn everything. She had to rebuild from scratch what love actually is, what safety feels like, what softness looks like. Because what she had wasn't love, it was a performance of love used to mask destruction. That's what Black love did to her. And that's what it's doing to so many of us behind closed doors. If you've made it this far, thank you. Thank you for listening, for sitting with the discomfort, and for seeing the truth. And I'm sure it won't be easy for many women to hear, but I think it's necessary. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if this resonated with you. And as always, until my next video, love you so much. Bye.
Yeah, so basically, you got the gist of it. The content creator, her name's Abby. I gotta give credit where credit's due. She made the video, and I do agree with her that the Black community is toxic. That is not up for debate. The Black community is toxic. I think the Black community is fucking stupid, but I still love my people. At the end of the day, I just hate the culture. Love Black people to death. Love Black people all the way to death, but I hate the culture. Despise the damn culture. I just can't get enough of despising the damn culture because the culture is a pain in the ass. I just can't do it. And the issue is with everything she was saying, it's like, okay, cool. Nobody is telling Black women to be punching bags. I would hope to God nobody is telling Black women to be punching bags and this, that, and the third. But why the fuck does Diddy beating on Cassie had to reflect all Black men? There are so many Black men out here who have never done this to Black women, but yet he gets put into a box with a bunch of dumbasses that the sisters continue to run around behind like clowns all the time. Y'all lambs to the slaughter. Diddy was a dickhead. Diddy was a known dickhead. And yes, Cassie was young. I'm not saying she wasn't. And I'm not taking away the benefit of the doubt that she was young. But Diddy is still a dickhead at the end of the long day. And I don't understand how somehow we bypass the product of, let's be honest, she really wanted a lifestyle. She went up and above to somewhere where she probably shouldn't have been. And you even said it yourself. She wasn't with a rich man. She wasn't with a billionaire or a rapper. She got with a regular ass dude, a personal trainer who was training her while she was going through what she was going through with Diddy. My man pretty much waited for her to fuck up and come at him. Because I guess, and honestly, I think he was hitting it before she left Diddy. Because, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And this is no shades against the dude. The dude probably is thorough. I got no smoke against him in any way, shape, or form. But what I'm saying is like Cassie is another example of black women going somewhere they weren't supposed to be in the first place. I just did this video on Halle Bailey. She should not have gone with no fucking DDG. Nobody's talking about this problem. Black women will, and the same thing with Abby. Again, no personal jab at you, but I gotta set this shit straight on one point here and only here. The fact that you have literal black women, you got Halle Bailey, which you tried to mention earlier. Megan Thee Stallion is on be on some ghetto ratchet shit all the time. And does that justify her getting shot? No, it does not. And I'm not saying Tory Lanez didn't do it, and I don't know who did it, because apparently to the other person, Tory didn't shoot her. They shot her. So now we got another person saying that they shot Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez didn't. I'm not saying Tory Lanez did. Honestly, I think he probably did. If I had to lean more into it, he probably did shoot Megan Thee Stallion. But evidence is coming out that it might not have been him. So we got to be honest here. With Halle Bailey, everyone on the internet said, shorty, that's not a good idea. You about to throw away chances at success for Diddy fucking G. And she did it anyway. And apparently he abused her. If he did do it, because we don't have a side of the story, if he did do it, he needs to get his ass beat. He needs to get beat the fuck up badly. But why is it that every time y'all deal with these type of dudes, somehow the whole black male race gets blamed for it? Y'all get the slide scot-free as victims, and nobody holds y'all accountable by going, yeah, you know what? You was dealing with a bum-ass nigga. Why was you dealing with him in the first place? When does that question become a thing? Yeah, Diddy got money, but that doesn't make Diddy high value. He just got money. And honestly, a lot of that money got blood on it. Diddy is a grimy nigga. I really think Diddy got Biggie unalived because he makes more money off Biggie now than he did when he was alive. Like, Diddy is a grimy bastard, man. I don't like him. That's why I'm not really defending him. I'm more pissed off at this video because it's almost like, yes, there are black women who are defending Diddy, but that's because Diddy is a dickhead and black women love defending dickheads. If they didn't do this, the brothers who act like this wouldn't have the incentive to do it. And this is not blaming black women as a whole. We have a part to play as black men where we need to start shutting this shit down. But the problem is, how do we deal with this nigga? How do we go deal with these niggas? Let's say an analogy here. Say we got a church that's on fire, right? In the local black neighborhood. And we got the upstanding men on the other side trying to set the church off fire. They throwing water on there. They throwing all kinds of water on there, sparkling, whatever they got to do to knock this fire out. And on the other side, you got the dusty ass niggas who fuck up the community every day, and they're setting the church on fire, constantly throwing bombs in there and using flamethrowers and shit to set it on fire. Now we turn our head, where the women at? The women are on the other side, cheering them niggas on to burn the church down, clapping and shaking and twerking for them and rewarding them and laughing at them because it's funny as shit. And then on the other side, you got the men do what they're supposed to do, put the fire out. And then when the church is burnt down completely, the women try to sneak back around the block like they wasn't on the other side cheering them on. And then being like, black men, how you let this happen? It's like, what the fuck? That's exactly what y'all do with these dudes. We say, yo, don't deal with these niggas. The protection is not just, I'm about to just jump up and shock and hit somebody because they looked at you. The protection comes in so many different ways. Y'all don't listen enough, and we can't protect women who don't want to hear shit. Y'all the one race of women we can't tell shit to. So how the fuck do we protect you if you don't want to listen in the first place? We can't even tell y'all not to get pregnant because y'all still gonna go get pregnant. We can't even tell y'all not to do that. Y'all can't even do that correctly. But somehow, for a black woman to find peace, they're going to go outside their race. This is where I got to set the record straight, and y'all got to divest from the black community. Black men do that, and y'all tell them that they hate their mom. Y'all tell them that they hate black women. They can't handle you. Why would anybody want to handle an adult in the first place? And then you also tell black men that they're just weak and they're gay and we don't want you anyway. Okay, cool. So don't be mad, which y'all always do anyway. When y'all see these brothers walking down the block with another race of woman. Y'all do it all the time. Even if y'all say y'all don't want these niggas, y'all do it on a regular basis. My question is this: Is Diddy, is Future, NBA YoungBoy, Nick Cannon, any other dude I could think of, all these baby mamas? How is it that somehow Alfonso Ribeiro only has kids with one woman? Jaleel White, I believe, only has kids with one woman. Russell Wilson has kids with one woman. Michael B. Jordan ain't got no kids. Steph Curry got kids with one woman. Jason Tatum got kids with one woman. LeBron James got kids with one woman. It's a lot of brothers out here that's up there. So Denzel Washington got kids with one woman. Will Smith has kids with two, but they're two different relationships. And one is a marriage that the wife was the fucking problem in, by the way. But, I digress. Brothers like John David Washington, I believe he doesn't have any children. Kendrick Lamar got kids with one woman. J. Cole ain't got no kids, but he's been with the same woman for decades, I believe, for a while. And I find it funny that I don't see black women lined up to date none of these men in mass. I don't see black women lined up to deal with these brothers, date these brothers, love these brothers, marry these brothers, none of that. I don't see black women lined up to be with them. What I do see black women lined up to deal with are Diddy, is Future, is NBA YoungBoy, the baby, Nick Cannon, and all them other niggas that got multiple baby mamas running around the neighborhood. And none of them got their kids in the house with them. That I do see. I definitely see that. So walk us through exactly the problem, because what I don't understand is that you're on one end, it's like, oh, well, the black community is a black community. But then on the other side, you're saying let's divest the other communities. Here's the other record I got to set straight. Right? You do know other races of men see how y'all treat us, right? Like you do see how other races of men act when they see, like, a lot of y'all with you. There's other races of men that find y'all attractive. They just don't want to deal with y'all. Y'all got bad attitudes, smart ass mouths, and other things like that. And again, like I said, this isn't all black women, but it's too many of y'all that represent you that make this a problem. They see Megan Thee Stallion. They see Nicki Minaj. Unfortunately, Cardi B represents y'all, even though she ain't really black like that. They see Suki Hana. They see Sexy Red. And then they look at you. And on the off chance that you do get a dude outside his race, let's just, see how long you tame your shit before you let it be known who you are. Because the issue is, and let's be honest, I'm going to set the record straight, Indian men, you're not going to get you an Indian man. So y'all might as well drop that bullshit. They might date you. They might fuck you. But keep you and marry you? Probably not. Why? Because especially a Hindu Indian. Hindu Indians probably don't even really date outside their race like that. I've only ever met one Hindu girl that dates outside her race, but she even tells those dudes, it's not going to work out between us because I'm not marrying outside my race. I'm marrying within my culture. And that's one Hindu girl out of a bunch that I know now who don't date out, that dates outside her race. But shit, that's only because she's just enjoying herself. She's not really trying to live with these niggas or make a future with them. She's just doing what she got to do. So that's just one thing right there. So scratch Indian people off. Then you got Pakistani men, I guess Middle Eastern men. Y'all don't know how to behave or keep your mouth shut or anything like that. They're not accepting that shit. So that's already scratched that off. Asian men, depending on the type of Asian boy you find, you might be good. But let's be honest here. It's Asian men that you wouldn't accept if he was black. A little shorter, maybe a little chubbier. Dick might not be as big, but, he do get his bread together. You know what I'm saying? And he is thorough to deal with. He's not like a jackass or beating on you or anything. But again, you have to accept things from him you wouldn't accept from a black man. So that is like a good chance. I know Issa Rae did something in her book saying Asian men and black women should date. And I was thinking about it, and this was like Asian men are the least desirable. I was like, I don't think that's true at all. I would say Asian men are kind of going up because they make the most money in the country. So I would counteract that statement with that statement. If they the top earners now, they definitely not the least desirable. Now I get it, the height and the endowment issue is there, but y'all will stomach that with them because y'all don't accept that shit from us. So there's a good chance for Asian men. Hispanic men will love y'all down. They'll dick y'all down definitely. That's That's not even up for debate. Hispanic men actually really like black women, but the problem is they get y'all the way we get y'all because y'all treat Hispanic boys like how y'all treat black men. They might actually get it the worst from y'all more than we do because let's be honest, the Hispanic boys y'all date act just like the black men y'all want to be with, and they complain that treat you badly. So let's just be real with that one. So honestly, the best case scenario is possibly a white boy because white boys actually find y'all attractive, but they have a better option of women that don't have children in their community by dickheads. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if this was so amazing and black women were just these malevolent, mellifluous, mystical, ethical people who are never wrong and are just graceful throughout the entire situation, why haven't these other races of men married y'all in mass? It's just something that needs to be asked because in mass they would be with y'all. They'd be they'd be with you. They'd be married to you. Y'all be off in the Magic Junction, married with y'all kids in y'all 2-parent home, and you wouldn't have these problems. But the problem is they gotta marry your ass. They're not doing that. Why? Go to these other races of men. Media Man says it all the time. Go to these other races of men and ask them why they are not marrying you in mass. Just go ask them because let's be honest, most people in their race would like to be with someone in their own race. That's just truth. Even if interracial dating and marriage is at an all-time high, same racial marriage is still the norm most of the time. Most of the time. I'm saying it is what it is. So you think Asian men are gonna pick you over their women? Yeah, you look better than their women. Absolutely. Y'all sexiest woman on the planet, the most beautiful, bar none. And nobody can stop that. But will they pick the attitude, the less femininity, the mad disrespectful ass mouths y'all be having, and then on top of that, you don't take care of your health either, and then on top of that, you want to be this. They're not gonna accept her. Wow, they're gonna get tired of it. Asian men got standards. That's one thing y'all are not used to. Men with standards. Asian men have standards. White men have standards. I asked a white boy not that long ago. He was like 21, 22 years old. I said, yo, would you be a stepdad? He was like, fuck no. He said, you crazy. I asked a bunch of white boys. I was like, would you be a stepdad? They was like, fuck no. So then on top of that, y'all got the issue of y'all got all these kids walking around here with multiple different men. White men ain't about to sit here and deal with that. Y'all saw the Big Show little brother do it with their little one sister, but that's one white man out of many who would not do that shit. He's a rarity. Keep it a buck with you. He's a rarity. And as quiet as it's kept, a lot of these white dudes really don't be feeling y'all like that because they see how y'all treat us. Like Hispanic men might like you because they got that machismo attitude, that Ola Rasa shit that they want to try to prove and try to do what y'all do. But for the most part, y'all don't treat those other races of men the way y'all treat us. Y'all always leave that part of the conversation out. How the fuck y'all treat us? So it just comes around when we're just like, yo, y'all can sit here and talk about divesting from the black community. You're just going to take your issues with the black community, take it to another community. Because yes, there are black women who don't act like this. But unfortunately, that is the norm in our culture. And y'all get that shit from your mothers and your grandmothers and your aunts. Addressing all that shit, man, like it's just outrageous that you think that it's just a black male issue when y'all know for a fact y'all running around behind these niggas that y'all shouldn't be running around with anyway. But I kind of want to go and react to this piece by piece. I know we're just over half an hour. Make sure to like the damn video. Okay, so Cassie leaving the black community to find peace and love and all that shit. in hindsight, sounds fantastic, right? Like Cassie got the fuck out of Dodge. She got up and said, "I'm not dealing with this." Because in reality, I agree, the black community is toxic. The culture in the black community is toxic. And I be trying to make it very clear that the black community got some shit it's got to fix. It's just a toxic ass community. And I be talking to black people, grown ass black people, talking 30 something year old people. They be like, "Oh man, you gotta let the girl hit you because she can't communicate." Oh well, if he hits you, that means he love you. And you know, we dumb as fuck in the black community. We dumb as fuck when it comes to this type of thing. So I actually do kind of agree with her there, where it's like we have an issue relationship wise. But to sit here and say black women are the only ones not treated right in the black community is crazy, because black men have gone through some heinous shit with y'all. We just haven't started talking about it until a few years ago.
Cassie Ventura was in a relationship with Sean Diddy Combs for over a decade. On the surface, it looked like luxury, glamorous events, private jets, and high fashion.
Yeah, and that's what attracted her. The fucking high fashion, the private jets, and all that other stuff. She liked the lifestyle. I'm not making her, not blaming her, but she liked the lifestyle. And let's be honest, some people, especially people in the black community, if they're attracted to the person enough, whether money or looks, they will put up with more shit and make excuses for it. That's men and women. So let's just get that record straight.
But behind closed doors, she was being abused, drugged, beaten, pimped out, and humiliated. This wasn't just a toxic relationship, it was years of calculated, violent, controlling abuse. The details coming out during the lawsuit and the federal investigation are sickening. We're talking about a man urinating on her, forcing her
Okay, so like, hold on.
to sleep with escorts while he watched, allegedly beating her so badly she needed hospital care, and then covering it all up. And
Okay, so apparently some text got out about Cassie recently that do not look good in her favor. It just do not look good in her favor. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I have no way of proving this, or no one does. I haven't seen the text, nor do I really want to. I know somebody broke down the text. Might have even been Myron Gaines' Applehead ass, which I'm not going to listen to. But it was just not, it's not looking good for her as far as that's concerned. Again, not blaming her, but I'm saying apparently some of that shit was her liking. Apparently she had a bunch of freakouts with Diddy or some shit like that. So, you know.
let's be clear, this wasn't some struggling hood dude with no options. This was one of the richest black men in entertainment. And look how he treated her. A woman he claimed to love. A woman who was beautiful, quiet, loyal, and publicly submissive. If that's what loyalty gets you in the black community, why are you as a black woman staying? Eventually,
Okay, so it would get you in a good situation with the right dude, but she was running around with Diddy. Like you said, he got a bunch of options. He this, and the third. He got this, that, and everything. And yes, Diddy been running through these bras. Wasn't he dealing with Cameron Diaz right before? Not Cameron Diaz. No, yeah, Cameron. Wasn't he dealing with Cameron Diaz right before Cassie? And Cameron Diaz got the fuck out of Dodge. She knew what that was. She got right out of Dodge as soon as she could. And Cameron Diaz wasn't as young as Cassie was, but Cassie and Cameron Diaz both dated the nigga not that far apart. Now, the fact that she was with Diddy for 10 years is crazy to me. And, you know, unfortunately, it's hard to escape a abusive situation when the perpetrator is somebody that got millions of dollars in the bank and can pretty much probably pay to get you off if you wanted to. So, you know, that's there. Honestly, Diddy really could still get her off. Let's be honest, but he hasn't. So, you know.
Cassie escaped. And shortly after, she married a white man, not a billionaire, not a rapper, just a regular man who loved her, who respected her.
I'm not keep pausing, but I said I gave y'all the full video earlier, and now I'm giving y'all the breakdown section piece by piece. So yeah, notice how she said a regular dude. So that guy was their personal trainer. and they got cool while he was beating her ass and still getting the bomb. And then I think he, like I said earlier, he was hitting that while he was training her and while she was going through the stuff with Diddy. But that's just me personally. And the thing is, because she married a white man, now all of a sudden these white men are so much better. We don't know what that nigga doing to her behind closed doors. I mean, I hope he ain't beating her. I hope he not. I really hope he not. But the thing that I'm saying is just because she went and married this white dude does not automatically make white men better. I mean, Quinta Brunson was married to a white dude. Ain't they getting divorced? And we don't know why. And I thought y'all had a 400% success rate married to white men. Tamar Braxton almost got engaged, was engaged to a white guy. I think he had 3 baby mamas, maybe 4. So she went and got a poogie with some money, but he was also white. How's that work out for y'all? I'm just saying, Halle Berry got divorced by 2 white men, I believe, and that didn't work out either. So I'm trying to figure out where these large success rates are coming from when y'all marry outside your race.
Who gave her peace, support, and protection. And now, while she's being re-traumatized by court cases, media headlines, and internet gossip, he's there. He's there holding her hand. He's there standing beside her, something P. Diddy never did.
And there are plenty of black men who would have done the same damn thing. And I can't stand how y'all will take anything a white boy does and go, oh, well, white boys are just so much better. Do you see this? And most black women have had a black man who has done that for them, and they still treated him like shit. So, like, what the fuck are you talking about? If we have a situation that takes place where black men are being supportive, loyal, those are the same black men that says that girl got up and left me for a dirty dick dude and had a baby by him. Ain't that a bitch? So again, when a white man does it, it's wonderful. When a black man does it, he's gay and he's soft. But whatever, we know the reality.
Even when he pretended to care. Let's be real with ourselves. Cassie had to leave the black community to be safe. She had to leave to be loved. She had to leave to stop being harmed. Yes, Cassie is obviously biracial, but let's not play dumb. I hate to say this, but it's the truth. She was seen as being the preference. Light skin, racially ambiguous, long hair, perfect body, and even she got destroyed.
And it never goes that far without the word preference being brought in. Yes, Cassie was fine as hell back in the 2000s. That Cassie album had me in a chokehold just because, like, you know what I'm saying? And the girl really can't sing, but that song Kiss Me had me in a fucking chokehold, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I miss the 2000s. But in all honesty though, like this preference conversation is starting to get on my damn nerves too. Like everything is not goddamn colorism. Everything is not, well, at least she looks lighter than the average black woman. Because let's be honest, if Diddy was with a dark-skinned woman and did that to her, y'all would have been like, well, here's a black man hating dark-skinned women, and dark-skinned women aren't loved, and dark-skinned women, blah, 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 whatever. Now that it's happening to the quote-unquote preference, now you're saying this is a problem too. Come on. It's like we can't fucking win with y'all. It's like on one end, y'all want to be the victims. And then on one end, y'all want to be, it's like y'all don't even know what y'all want to do in these situations. How is it that Cassie's the preference, but she's also hated too? Like, it's just don't make no damn sense.
So if even the preference isn't safe, what chance do the rest of us have? And yet, we are constantly told to stay, to struggle, to pray, to submit harder, to ride it out. But for what? Trauma? Babies we have to raise alone? A man who's gonna cheat, lie, beat us, and blame us when it all falls apart?
You could easily not deal with those men. You could easily not deal with those men. It is so easy to just not deal with them, but you still choose to deal with them anyway. The men who make y'all baby mamas are the men that we constantly tell y'all not to deal with. But y'all don't want to have that conversation because as soon as we say, hey, look, he's a dickhead, don't deal with him, the first thing comes out of black woman's mouth is, oh my God, you just mad because I'm not giving you none. Or whatever, nigga, I like him anyway. Or they'll say, okay, you're right, and then sneak off and get pregnant by him anyway. How many people have had that problem? I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a friend I was cool with a few years back. Dude she was with for years, beat her ass, hit her with a broomstick, hit her with grits, threw it through a glass, everything. This nigga was like Jamaican or something. He was a bitch ass nigga. And I said, do he work? And she said, no. I said, well, what's he trying to do? She said, he's trying to be a rapper. I said, is he good? She was like, I don't know. I said, so why are you with him? And she's like, I like him. I was like, what do you like him for? He's a bitch ass nigga. He's clearly beating your ass. And she just can't give me an answer. So I think at one point in time, she was kind of walking out of the relationship or whatever, whatever. But the thing that caught my mind was she said she wants to have a baby with him. I said, why the fuck would you have a child with him? And she was like, because I want somebody to love me. I'm lonely for real. And I said, so getting is not the fucking answer. I said, you about to make this man a dad? Why would you do that to the child? And she was just like, well, I just this then the third, and I thought I had talked her out of it, just to end the conversation. When we make up your minds, that's the fucking problem. And she was just like, yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't do that. And then she was like, but if I did get pregnant by him and had the baby, she was like, if he does become a rapper, I can just put him on child support. I said, oh my God, why would you do that on the off chance that he became a rapper? And she just couldn't answer the question. And then proceeded to go, but after that, me and you could try to work something out, man. Like I could meet your parents. And I was like, what? No. I said, if you bring that nigga's child to me, it's not happening. That you lost your mind. So then, after that, it kind of went out the door, it was whatever. I didn't hear from her for like 2 months. Hits me up at that 2-month mark and it's like, I'm 9 weeks pregnant. I said, what the fuck? Why? So this is not black men that just wake up and say, I'm going to get this woman pregnant and leave her. This is black women religiously choosing to get pregnant by niggas they shouldn't get pregnant by, and they do it on a regular basis. I would say 70% of black women do this. 70%.
This is why I don't care if you call it divesting, swirling, dating out, or just choosing peace. The label doesn't matter. The result does. And for many of us, that means stepping outside of the Black community because the love, respect, and safety we deserve is rarely found inside it. Let's talk truth. White men are obviously not perfect. Abuse happens in every community. But Black women are statistically more likely to be killed by an intimate partner than any other group.
Based off of the dudes you deal with, that adds up. That adds up. I'm telling you, black men on average are not just walking around here shooting you, stabbing you, hanging you, and whatever. Now, are there bitch ass niggas out there doing it? Yes. And black men do everything we can to not affiliate ourselves with them. The issue is y'all keep choosing to date them. We literally have a I wish I had this video. The woman, something about a gangsta ass nigga that'll put you down if you talk to him a certain type of way. And y'all act like y'all don't run around behind these dudes. Y'all do run around behind us. Y'all can't wait to get in a relationship with them type of niggas. Whether it's a black woman from space, whether it's a black woman from the mountaintop, whether it's a black woman from the city, whether she's from the country, whether she's from the suburbs, it don't matter. Black women of all demographics of where they come from want to deal with this type of dude and they complain about the outcome later. And that shit is irritating.
And in most cases, that partner is a Black man. That's not an opinion, that's a public health fact. And when we speak on it, what do we get? Gaslighting, deflection, accusations that we're bashing Black men? But what do we owe a group of men who have abandoned us emotionally, spiritually, and physically? Cassie is living proof that freedom is possible when you leave. And honestly, she probably wouldn't have survived if she stayed. Some of us won't. Some of us are dying for this fantasy of Black love, dying for men who feel entitled to us. but never actually love us. In this culture, it doesn't protect us. It protects predators. Just look at how Cassie is being treated right now.
Black culture protects dickheads in general. Black culture protects the worst people in the culture in general. Why do you think baby mamas don't get yelled at for being baby mamas? Why do you think the dudes that have 5 baby mamas can just randomly get 5 more? Why do you think people say that the motherfuckers on the block who are killing kids and killing each other are better men for the community than the men who actually do stuff? Because the black community loves toxic, dumbass people. So there's that. I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one tenfold.
Even with video footage of P. Diddy stomping her out in a hotel hallway, there are still black men, and unfortunately some black women as well, calling her a liar, calling her a freak.
Now, on that note, I saw that video of what Diddy did to Cassie. Diddy need to get fucked up. Somebody should go find Diddy and beat his ass, because I can't get to him. I'm just a regular nigga from Philly. But Diddy over there in LA or wherever he at, he need to go to jail. Diddy needs to sit in jail. I don't care how much money he got. I don't care if you like his music. I don't care if you love Diddy back in the 90s with the Project Funk. Diddy is a dickhead. Diddy has been a dickhead from the jump. Look at how he did Craig Mack. Look at how he did Mace. Look at how Diddy did so many of his artists. Diddy is a scumbag. It was a known fact Diddy was a fucking scumbag, man. It ain't nothing new. Diddy is a bitch ass nigga. I ain't never fucked with Diddy like that. Do I love Project Funk the World as an album? Yeah. Do I love Ready to Die? Absolutely. Do I love some of the Mary J albums he helped produce? Hell to the yeah. But is Diddy a person that I'm just like, man, I love Diddy? No, he's a bitch. And for him to throw that woman onto the ground and punt her like a football was crazy. And the fact that he didn't go to jail for that is out of pocket. And he should have went to jail. And anybody defending Diddy for that shit, when you seen the video, it's something wrong with you. It's something wrong with you up top. Now, I agree that a lot of B-dubs love to deal with bitch ass niggas like this, but that does not also make him right to do it either. Let's just set that fucking record straight.
Saying she liked it. Saying, you know what, she stayed too long. Do y'all realize how sick that is? Do you know how many women have to stay in abusive relationships because they're trapped? Trapped financially, emotionally, legally, or physically trapped. How many are unalived trying to leave? But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how hard it is to escape a rich, powerful man who has people watching your every move. What they really mean when they say you stayed too long is this. You should just shut up. That's what they really mean. That's what they really want to say. That's the core of the problem. The Black community doesn't want Black women to be free. It wants.
That's not true. We want y'all to be free, but we want y'all to be free of some other things before y'all try to depend on other races of people to do it. We want y'all to be free of the dumb shit. We want y'all to be free of the over sexualization. We want y'all to be free of the bad attitude, the toxic obsession with being overweight. We want y'all to be separated from the Democrats, that less than 92%, and we want y'all to be separated from not having dudes that would actually want to be with their children instead of having kids with one dude and then looking for another dude to accept them. These are the things we want y'all to be free from. But the problem is, y'all got to want to free yourselves, and just going to date a white man does not solve that problem.
Wants us to be quiet, to keep taking it, to stay silent while being disrespected, degraded, and dehumanized. And when we finally get the courage to speak out or leave, we get labeled as the problem. We saw it with Megan Thee Stallion when she said Tory Lanez pew-pewed her. They dragged her. They made jokes, doubted her. Even after a guilty verdict, people still said she was lying. And if she, a famous, successful, beloved woman, couldn't be believed, what hope is there for the rest of us? This isn't about celebrity drama. This is a pattern. You want to know why more Black women are dating out? It's not because we hate ourselves. It's because we have tried everything else and still got hurt. We lowered
Tried everything but dating the right fucking dude. You tried all of that. Again, I find it so funny. Like I said, I went down those lists of men earlier, but I find it funny that the men who only have kids with one woman have kids with one woman and they actually take care of their kids and they actually like the woman they're with. And then I see dudes with multiple baby mamas and I see Black women lined up in droves to fuck him and make kids with him, even though other women don't have success. I mean, Cardi B got to be one of the best examples, right? I mean, Offset had what, 3 baby mamas before she got with him, and she still laid down with that man, married that man, and gave him 3 more kids. But that's an issue on the men's part, right? How about big head ass Sierra? Future had 4, 5 baby mamas before she ran up and said, "Hey, nothing, me too. Let's have a baby." And then, oh, Russell, oh my God, yeah, where was all that at? Where's all that at? That's something that never gets talked about. Y'all never want to talk about that though.
lowered our standards, we stuck it out, we stayed loyal, and we were still left empty. Black women aren't choosing whiteness. Black women are choosing peace. So let's stop making fun of Black women who marry outside their race, because at this point, some of us are just choosing to not be unalived, not to be broken, not to raise children alone in chaos. Because let's be real, most of the Black men still in the dating pool are the ones that nobody wants. Broke, angry, narcissistic, emotionally unavailable, jealous, manipulators. And they expect us to accept it because why? Because we're Black too. Absolutely not. If Black men wanted to keep Black women, they should have treated us better. So, yes, Cassie left and she's thriving, married, peaceful, raising her children in love, not chaos. And I know that scares the Black community, because the more Black women realize we don't need Black men to survive, the more control the community loses over us. But guess what? We were never created to be anyone's punching bag. Let them say,
I really don't think the Black community is afraid of Black women dating outside their race. Honestly, Black men have basically pointed out multiple times they don't care. Black men's biggest issue with Black women dating outside their race are the type of Black men that you get with. You will not get with a Black man that acts like that white boy. You're not fucking getting with him. So the issue isn't that you're going outside your race, and we're just so terrified of Black women dating outside their race. We're tired of y'all saying it's us when the type of Black men you date are the absolute polar opposite of the other races of men that you date. And let's be honest, y'all don't have that much success over the fence like that. Yes, Cassie is a very beautiful implication of that, but most of y'all ain't Cassie. Let's just keep it a buck. Most of y'all ain't Cassie because most Black women are overweight. So you already lose in that regard, because a lot of the other races of women like to exercise, like to fitness, like to da 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 da. So you'd have to find you a white man who does not mind having a Black woman, or a woman in general who does not take care of herself. So have fun with that search.
you hate Black men, let them call it betrayal, let them whine about the Black family breaking apart. At the end of the day, Black women choosing themselves is not hate, it's healing. Choosing peace is not giving up, it's simply saying, I deserve more than this. Because you do. We all do. Cassie's story is not rare, it's just public. But behind closed doors, so many Black women are living through the exact same thing. If you take anything from this video, let it be this. You are not obligated to suffer for love. You are not required to stay in a community that refuses to protect you. You deserve softness. You deserve peace. You deserve to be heard, believed, and cherished. Cassie survived. Cassie healed. Cassie moved on, all because she left the Black community. Black love didn't just hurt Cassie, Black love completely destroyed her. Not just physically, not just emotionally, it destroyed her foundation, her sense of reality, her.
Black love didn't do anything. She was messing with a bitch ass nigga who didn't love her. That's not love. It's a lot of black people out here who love each other. I just want to break that down on a realistic spectrum. There are a lot of black people out there who love each other. Black people apparently are getting married more nowadays, which is beautiful. I'm so happy to see that. But to say black love broke Cassie down is crazy. Cassie was dating a man, and no offense to her, she should not have been dealing with Diddy. Diddy is a fucking scumbag, and she should not have been walking around with him. And the sad part about it is, you go over there in LA in them Hollywood relationships, you see young women in Cassie's situation running around with niggas like Diddy on a regular basis, getting abused, used, misconstrued, and all kinds of things. But to take Diddy and Tory Lanez and DDG and reflect them on all black men, knowing these niggas shouldn't even have access to these women, are crazy. It is crazy.
Belief in herself. Cassie went into that relationship young, impressionable, and in love. And what did she get? A version of Black love that was rooted in control, pain, silence, humiliation, and trauma. A version where submission meant losing your voice, where loyalty meant tolerating abuse, where love was measured by how much pain you could endure. Black love didn't just break her, it reprogrammed her. Diddy didn't want a partner, he wanted a puppet. He trained her to believe that suffering was romantic, that being chosen meant being used, that abuse was just part of love when you're with a powerful black man. And what's worse is the black community encouraged it. They called her lucky. They said she won by being chosen by a mogul. Black love in her case wasn't about mutual care, it was about ownership, possession, performance, silence. I'm not sure if you remember this, but there was a time online where the black community was really on Cassie's butt because how come P. Diddy hasn't married you, Cassie? Why?
Yeah, if that's the case, the black community was on Cassie's ass apparently, but it's a good thing he didn't marry her. But again, it's outrageous to think that Diddy, of all people, Diddy was married to, what was her name, Kim Porter. I think that's the only time he's ever really been married. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think he ever really married Cameron Diaz. I think they just dated for a while. Didn't he also run around with J-Lo for a little bit? Like, come on, man. Like, we can't keep doing this where black women are getting all the signs that something ain't right and they just don't do anything about it.
Black people were so hell-bent on the fact that P. Diddy and Cassie were not married after years of being together. And to that I say, thank God they didn't get married. Thank God. By the time Cassie escaped, she had to unlearn everything. She had to rebuild from scratch what love actually is, what safety feels like, what softness looks like. Because what she had wasn't love, it was a performance of love used to mask destruction. That's what Black love did to her. And that's what it's doing to so many of us behind closed doors. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for listening.
All right, we're a little over an hour. Make sure to like the video. I'm just going to close out with this. It's amazing to me how it's just black women are just not contributing to some of these problems. And I'm not saying that all black women are doing it. But what I am saying is that it doesn't make sense to keep pushing this narrative that, oh, black women are just not doing anything, but somehow we're getting fucked up. or we're getting abused, or we're getting this, and a third, and we're being made single mothers. You could easily not be a single mom. As a matter of fact, Cassie might be the golden standard of that. She was in a relationship with Diddy for 10 years and ain't had no babies. Y'all be in a bad relationship for 2 months, got kids. How that work out? How the fuck you do that? So I would say Cassie's the golden standard because hell, she ain't had no babies by Diddy. She didn't push his genes out, but I know other women who has given Diddy some kids, even knowing that he did what he did to Cassie. So again, a lot of these problems constructed that women are going through, especially black women, are a choice. Some of this is a choice, not all of it, but a good amount of it is. Y'all are actively going after men who are emotionally unstable, don't really got their shit together, don't plan on getting their shit together, and then trying to play victim. Then you got the other hand of black men like Diddy and Future who have everything together that they know they won't lock down with them, but they will get them pregnant so they can get money for a lifestyle. You got shit. Kanye ain't the best example, but Kanye said it in No More Parties in LA. This for all my men with babies by bitches using them kids as meal tickets. If you keep the kids separated from the father, the next generation will be the real victims. And that's exactly straight out of his mouth. Then he was right. He's 100% correct. Don't like the messenger? Oh, well, that's a fact. And what I'm saying is a lot of y'all sisters is really not really wanting these kids. Y'all want the dude. But Cassie didn't want him, and she didn't have a kid with him. She got up and dipped. And that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. Like I said it in the description below. I'm saying it here, Cassie. I'm sorry. I really hate that he did this to you. I really hate that Diddy did this to you. He really like did this woman in, but I don't like the reaction that somehow it's just black men out here causing all these problems when y'all need to start really looking in the mirror and realizing the part y'all play in some of this shit. Because it's just goofy. It's just goofy, man. Really is. And to just say leaving the black community, look, I want black men to leave the black community too and do their own damn thing. I would love for black men to leave the black community and do their own thing. The black community is a cesspool, man. Like I said, I'm saying it again. I love black people. I love my people. I hate the fucking culture. I hate the culture. It's just not, it's not working for me, homie. It's not working for me. I'm not feeling the whole, stick together in the name of black people because we all out here fucked up, but then we want to keep, crabs in the barrel in each other and making sure the next generation don't have nothing to work with and all this other stuff. I dig it. So on that note, I do agree with you. The black community is toxic, but there are enough black men out here. As a matter of fact, don't the numbers prove it? Black men are more married than y'all. So what does that say about y'all? Like if black men are almost at a 40% marriage rate and black women at 29%, what does that say? Black men are, there's about what, 500,000 more black men that are married than black women, and y'all outnumber us by 2 million. And no, it's not that there's slim pickings. Y'all are going after the same niggas that you've seen with other women who already have children. That's what y'all are doing. And y'all don't want to be honest about it. Ooh, give me a real nigga. Give me a hood nigga. Give me this, that, and the third. I need somebody with some edge to him. Somebody with the gangster lean. Remember on Pop the Balloon? The shorty that wasn't even that bad for real. She was cute, but she had the most standards and she was the least fit one up there. Talking about, I need a man with some gangster lean. Man, if you don't start playing to get you a regular ass dude, like what are we talking about? We see it all the time. And you always want to leave that part out. Man, that's it, man. I'm done, man. This is hour and 5. This joint done went. I just need to set the record straight on black women thinking if y'all just go outside y'all race, y'all gonna find some magical dude. No, because y'all statistics aren't that great over the fence either. And y'all divorce rates are still higher than ours. And y'all marriage rates are lower than ours. If this was the case, y'all should be married at a 50% rate, maybe even a 60% rate. Because other races of men do like y'all. They just don't like the culture. Once they find out the culture they have to deal with, it ain't fucking happening. It ain't happening. Most races have a better culture than black culture. Hell, even Hispanic culture to a degree. They got they problem people too, but for the most part, they're still more married than y'all, with less kids out of wedlock than y'all, and all these other things. So even that community is on a better trajectory than we are. So you need to fix the culture because that's the problem in a nutshell. But no, I'm done, man. It's just crazy, y'all. But this is the Black Intellectual. If you made it this far, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe for more. I'll see y'all.